So just after coming back from the Isle of Mull, I noticed that I had a problem with my upper rear red marker light not working at all, and also an issue with the left indicator as well, which would only flash those four, but only on indication. When I used my alarm, strangely, it would actually, I think arming it would only do the four, but the other way, disarming it, the whole LED would work. So God only knows what's going on there. But let's tackle the red marker light first, which is from eBay, and I'll show you that now in one moment. So here's the red marker light. There is a little gasket, and this was a part number on the bag. I don't know how accurate that is. And it is just there you go. It's got a connection, spade connectors, female and a male. I'm hoping it'll be a case of unscrew the two screws. Hopefully the end of the wire that this connects to will come out, and then plug it in. But I'll go see how that goes now. Interestingly, the screws are completely different lengths for some reason. Big long one on the inner side and a short one on the other side. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got behind here. With a bit of luck, we've got enough wiring to tease out of the bodywork and just be able to connect the new light straight on. No gasket on the back of this light. Right, that's as far as it goes in fairly typical Bailey fashion. If I pull any harder, I'm going to disconnect it and lose the wires completely. So I'm going to have to cut the wiring here probably and put some new spades on and just connect on there. Typical Bailey build. Obviously, I've not shown you how to fit a spade. You can check YouTube for that. It's 2 female spades I've had to use, not one of each. This is half of the old marker light wiring that I've used, cut and shut. Make it easier. Okay, I've dry fitted the light before fitting it all in. I'm going to just check it. On a modern vehicle, because of the ECU, it's best to do this before switching on the lights. I could be wrong, but if there's no load at all and it's just left there like open, it might mess up your ECU. It's just not worth the risk for an extra 30 seconds of work at the end of the day. So load first. Moment of truth. That one's working, that one's working, that one's working, and yes, excellent. There we go. We would never know. And here we have the sequential indicator. Apparently you don't have to use the sequential one, but it seemed a bit odd to have one sequential and one non-sequential on the same vehicle. This one came from Prima Leisure. Best part of 50 quid with delivery. It does come with the new black surround, which is good, I suppose, considering how much they're charging for this. As you can see the direction of the arrow, so it'll be going from that way, and this is the way it'll be for me because this is my rear left indicator. You can see on the back 12 to 24 volt, the direction, etc. is quite sticky, and I've heard stories of this melting and coming out the back of your indicators. Common fault apparently. Whether it's rectified on this, I don't know. Hopefully. Anyway, again, let's go see how well it fits. To get the indicator off, you've got to take the black metal casing off first. And the easiest way to do this is to gently prise it off the inside edges with a flat blade screwdriver. And it should come off easily enough. It's in reasonable condition. So I'll reuse this. Then there's 2 screws. Remove them and it should just pull off. Except in this case, do you remember I alluded to some of the common problems with these LED bars? Some of the plastic or whatever the stuff is has started to melt. So before it really bleeds out the back of it, it looks like it's just started to do it, which may be related to why the indicator started to fail in the first place. So there we go. Now we're going to try and see if I can get the wires out. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have the same problem as we had with the red marker light. There's very little wiring. I found the plug, multi-plug, but it's almost impossible to get out. So I'm going to take off the reverse light as well, which will give me another access, hopefully, to see if I can find the actual multi-plug. As you can see, the reverse light is a lot more wiring, but I still can't get at it. So, using a little hook tool to try and find the wiring that's connected to my indicator. We have some success, but not enough. So we're back to cutting and shutting and putting in spade connectors with waterproof covers on. I haven't got any option really. So connect up the newly rewired indicator, and now that it's fitted, let's do a dry run test. We'll just stick it here for a minute. Let's try it. And it's working sequentially as it's supposed to do. So screw it back on, and obviously remembering to do the reverse light, get the covers back on. Let's just recheck everything's working. Lovely. Reverse light works. What about the brakes? Yeah, brakes are all working, so I've not messed anything up. Lovely. And you can see the crack and the back where it looks like it's gone on the indicator, but all replaced, all fixed. And as I say, costs are in the description. I hope that this helps you guys out there if you need to do this. Good luck and happy travels.